morning, everyone. Today we are adventuring to Tayrona National Park, Colombia. That's not where we are right now. We're like a 45-minute boat ride away. I don't know how long the boat ride is. We're gonna get in a boat, go to the national park, see some pretty beaches. And it's gonna be a good day, so I'm gonna take you along with me. Just bringing along the essentials. Got 2 sunscreens here because yes, in case anyone is worried, I do wear sunscreen when I'm in the sun for a prolonged period of time. I have this one from Attitude Natural Care, I don't know, it's a mineral sunscreen, and then I have the face sunscreen from Clearstem. Absolutely love Clearstem skincare as a whole, by the way. Then I have my argan oil to put on my face post ocean if I do take a little dip, and then of course bug spray because we're getting eaten alive. And then I don't know if we're gonna be able to get breakfast or what we're gonna have for food. I'm bringing the essential nutrients, aka the protein. So I have my Organifi protein powder. I have a scoop in here. This is just the bag. I'm not bringing all of this protein powder with me. I just put a scoop in here. So this will be coming along so that I can at least get in some calories, get in some protein, and start my day off on a glucose balancing foot. I'm managing to start off my day with like 4 bites of this leftover veggie rice. Not gonna have too much of it, but this is what we got. So after a very bumpy boat ride that I would not recommend if you get seasick, we have made it. Currently walking through the jungle to find one of the beaches. This is so cool. Even though this is clearly a very well-trodden trail, I feel like an explorer making my way through the jungle. I really want to just swing from this. Oh my god, it's beautiful. Oh no, I'm dying. Okay. Wow, I just want to sit here all day. So I think I found paradise. This is beautiful. I am in my element. I feel like I'm in someone else's travel vlog. Like, you know how people do really good travel vlogs and things look like paradise? I feel like I'm in one of those videos with the high production quality. My video is not gonna be that high production quality, but hopefully you get the gist. So we just walked to another beach, and there's like no one here. This is stunning, incredible. We've just spent the last like 2 hours jumping in the ocean on different beaches. This is like literally heaven. I am so happy.
2 hours later.
We all know now that I could never be a travel vlogger because that was like the worst vlog of the most beautiful location I have ever seen. Like that may have been my favorite place that we've seen this whole trip. But I did a horrible job vlogging. I didn't even vlog everything I ate. But now I am having a snack. My boyfriend just brought me more snack. He brought me these chips and the Snickers bar. We have a little leftover rice and veggies, so I'm just gonna eat that before we hopefully go to dinner very soon because I am hungry. All right, friends, here's the deal. I'm exhausted. I just laid down for a little bit, and I think it's the combination of so much sun today and not a lot of sleep last night. I took a little rest, and usually when I do that, I end up feeling not great afterwards. Is that just me? Like, does anyone else take a nap? And no matter how, like, I know you're only supposed to nap for like a certain amount of time or else you end up in the sleep cycle and then you feel bad. But like, no matter how long I nap, if it's short, if it's long, if it's whatever, when I wake up, I don't feel good. I'm really not hungry because I really don't feel good. But we're gonna go see what we can find. I'm gonna try to put some food in me. We'll see how it goes.
the following day.
It's now time to fly to Peru. We are at the airport. It is obscenely early. It's actually not that early. It's like 7:30 a.m. But for our sleep schedule, that's very early. So hopefully I will sleep on the plane. Mission number one, once we get in and get through security, is ideally get like a coffee and maybe some breakfast, although I might wait until we have a layover, so I might wait until the next airport to find food. I don't know. Either way, I've come prepared. I have snacks. I have another Organifi protein shake. The protein is gonna be coming in clutch this last week because we have like 10 flights in 7 days and like very early mornings with not a lot of time to get food. So I'm really glad I brought that because now at least I know I have something that has nutrition and is delicious. It's saving my butt. One mocha with almond milk acquired. All right, 2 flights, 1 protein shake, and lots of random little snacks later. We are in Lima, Peru. We're here to go to Machu Picchu in 2 days, which is very exciting. But today, what I wanted to touch on, because it's something I've kind of been thinking about for the last couple days, is kind of, I guess, like anti-diet culture's thoughts on health and the difference between doing health things to be healthy and doing health things like out of an obsession, kind of orthorexia-esque, and also tying that in with like paying attention to other health and fitness influencers online. I'm kind of just gonna ramble. I don't have notes. I should have taken notes, but it's kind of a very nuanced discussion. I wanted to just open the discussion. But first, speaking of the protein powder that has been saving my life and is probably going to continue to save my life for the rest of this week while we're doing insane amounts of traveling. This video is sponsored by Organifi, so big shout out to them. I don't go on any extended trip without bringing some Organifi protein with me, and this is for a few reasons. It makes hitting my protein goals so much easier. While I'm not like aiming for a specific macro goal, I kind of know like how many servings of protein I need to eat per day to keep my body where I want it health-wise and aesthetically. Protein's important for so many things. First of all, helping me maintain the muscle mass that I have, especially while I'm not able to work out as regularly. If you decrease your workout frequency by a lot, especially as much as I'm doing since I'm not really working out very often, and decrease your protein intake, you're a lot more likely to start losing muscle mass faster because protein in itself is a little bit anabolic, so it will help you maintain more muscle mass. And maintaining muscle is gonna help me just maintain my overall physique, but also keep my metabolism up so I can like indulge on all the amazing foods while on this trip and not worry about gaining excess fat. Then I also prioritize starting my day with a good source of protein because this is gonna keep me much more full, much more satiated for much longer. It's gonna prevent any like huge glucose spike that's gonna cause a crash. It's gonna make me just crave a bunch of things and not have a lot of energy for the rest of the day, because goodness knows when you're just like going and trying to explore everything you can, you don't want energy crashes in the middle of the day. Ain't nobody got time for that. So if you struggle to hit your protein intake, or you like to start your day with like smoothies, which how else are you really gonna get protein in smoothies without a protein powder? Anyway, if you're looking for a protein powder to help you hit your protein goals, I cannot recommend Organifi's protein enough. It's been my go-to for literally years now, and I love it because A, it's like one of the most delicious plant-based proteins out there. But you guys know me, flavor is not the most important thing. What I really love about the Organifi protein and why I recommend it so highly is the quality of the ingredients. There's no extra like additives, fillers, etc. that don't need to be in there, and the way Organifi sources their ingredients as a whole, so like for all of their products, is amazing. Like, it's certified glyphosate free, which I cannot emphasize enough how much that speaks to the quality that they pursue in their ingredients, because how many other brands do you know that go through the trouble of making sure their ingredients are glyphosate free? For those of you who don't know, glyphosate is an herbicide. It is a weed killer. It is essentially a toxin to kill organic matter. That stuff gets sprayed on most of the crops in the US, and research is starting to show that it may cause some issues. So the more you can reduce glyphosate consumption, the better. And then lastly, the Organifi protein also uses a variety of plant-based protein sources. There's a lot of vegan proteins out there that are like just pea protein or just hemp protein, but the thing about plant-based proteins is they're not complete proteins, and so you really do need to be combining different plant protein sources to get complete plant proteins in a protein powder. So if you want to check it out, which I highly recommend, you can go to Organifi.com/FitAndNerdy and use the code FitAndNerdy to get 20% off of their protein or anything else on their website. I'll leave a link down in the description box below. Check it out. So I'm gonna give y'all a super quick tour of this hotel room because, I mean, it's kind of a standard hotel room, but like, it's kind of cool. So you walk in and this wall is round. That's fun. The closet is like trunks. Check out this bathroom. Crazy. The door does, I haven't tried these doors yet. Hello? Hello? Come on. I feel like this is not how it's supposed to work. I'm gonna have my boyfriend figure this out because he's very handy. Hello. It's the bathroom. It's a shower. It's a toilet. It's a bed. That's it. That's the whole hotel room. That's a huge TV. I was not aware we were gonna have such a big TV. That's crazy. Hello. Oh, also, I noticed this earlier. Hold up. Can you see the me in the me? There's like another window yonder and I'm reflected. I don't know if everyone can see me or if this means they have their blinds drawn. It's a little bit strange to look across and see myself. Hello, other Marissa in the other universe. Anyway, let's do a little ramble about health, I suppose. So my thoughts on this topic were kicked off by a comment left on my last video, and I want to make it clear, no shade to this person who left this comment. Like, it was honestly a very thought-provoking comment, clearly, because like I've been thinking about it as a whole and now I'm talking about it. Like, I think it's a very good discussion point. But someone left a comment on my last video where I was talking about not feeling as healthy on this trip because of just the stress of traveling and not being able to do all the little things that I do that normally keep me feeling like optimal. So like not having a consistent sleep schedule, not getting 8 hours of sleep every night, not getting as much sun, not getting in regular movement, not being able to prioritize what I like to prioritize in my diet, like definitely consuming a lot more inflammatory oils and stuff than I would be otherwise, just because we're eating out a lot. And the comment that was left on this video basically suggested that they thought they could see this coming, as in like my health declining, because they felt like I was obsessed with health and trying to make everything perfect and using a bunch of like gadgets and expensive supplements and stuff in order to stay healthy. So it was inevitable that I would eventually lose my health in my obsessive pursuit of health. And so there's a few things that I want to touch on here. First, I just want to clarify in case anyone thinks, yeah, they have a good point, Marissa's clearly obsessed with health. So I kind of want to address it in the context of watching my videos, but also watching other health and fitness influencers' content. For me personally, I am just passionate about health and fitness. Like, I have made this my career because it is what I love, in the sense that I love sitting down. Like, I'm currently reading a 1,000-page textbook on functional medicine because I enjoy it. Like, that just lights me up. That excites me, which I know sounds crazy to so many people, but like, y'all probably have a lot of things that you're excited about and passionate about that I would look at and be like, that's a little weird. Not saying you guys are weird, but like, I'm sure there's people out there that have habits that I would just look at and be like, I can't imagine spending my time doing that. If you can't imagine spending your time reading a textbook on functional medicine, that's okay. But it's what I like to do. And so I personally pursue health and fitness from the mindset of just loving what I'm doing and loving experimenting and being excited to like read about the science and try new things and implement it for myself and see how my body responds. It genuinely comes from a place of self-love. And honestly, like, now that I'm sitting here talking about this, I told you this was gonna be rambly, but not just self-love, but also, this is gonna sound weird, but like love for my future children, like future generations, because I know that the healthier I am, the healthier my kids are going to be, and the longer I'm going to be able to be around for them and their kids and maybe their kids. Like, I want to be able to run around with my grandkids and play in the park with them. I want to be able to deadlift when I'm 80. Like, I want to be one of those people that still like live in life when I'm old. I'm not just going after having like a long lifespan, I want a long health span. I want a long span of time in which I can live my life to the fullest. And so those are really all of like my main motivators for health and fitness. It doesn't come from a place of feeling like I'm not good enough and feeling anxiety about not being healthy enough or feeling any sort of like negative feelings. For me, it's all about pursuing the positive. There's none of the like negative cognition going on back here that's like forcing me to do what I do, or else I'm going to feel that. Because like, I also recognize that this is just something that I personally value, and it's okay if other people don't value it, and it's okay if I decided to change my mind and didn't value it anymore. Like, tomorrow I could wake up and be like, you know what? I don't care about running around with my grandkids. I don't care about being able to like travel the world when I'm 90. I just want to eat all of the pizza and donuts right now and live in the moment and enjoy my life. And that would be totally valid, totally okay. And if I decided to do that, then that's what I decide to do. But I can see why so many people might think that I'm like unhealthily obsessed with health and this is all I think about and all I talk about, because that is all I talk about on my YouTube channel. And the thing with social media is it's very easy, and this is just like a general statement about social media because I've been impacted by this too. It's very easy to look at someone's content and think you know everything about them and everything going on in their life based on their content. Like, just as an example, completely outside of health and fitness, it'd be very easy to like watch a fashion person's Instagram reels where in every reel they're like dressed all nice looking and very fashionable and just assume that that's how they always dress, not that they dress that way for that reel and then change into sweatpants afterwards, because you never see them in sweatpants. So why would you ever assume that they ever wear sweatpants? So for me and my channel, like, all I talk about is health and fitness, but that is not really reflective of my life outside of YouTube. Like, I put a lot more thought into speaking about health and fitness when I talk to you guys about it than I do day to day. So like, for example, if I'm making a video about like how I eat intuitively, if I'm making the video, I'm gonna talk through like all of the little things that flick through my head really fast and expand it into like a 10-minute conversation. When in reality, if I'm eating intuitively, like, I don't actively sit and think through every step. I just eat intuitively because it's become a practice. It's not something that I have to like actively think about. But in order to turn that practice into educational content, I expand everything and make it sound like a lot more than like what is actually happening in my head when I do the thing. I feel like this is just sounding like I'm just trying to defend myself against a couple negative comments. That's not the case. Where I wanted to go with this is to emphasize the point that the health and fitness influencers that you might follow, you're not getting the whole picture. The thing to be wary of when you're watching other people's health and fitness content is, because you're not seeing everything, you might just not be seeing the fact that the rest of their life is not about health and fitness. Maybe they have a fantastic relationship with health and fitness and you're not really seeing that because that's not really what they talk about. A lot of the times what you're not seeing is the negative relationship that they have with health and fitness, and how that negative relationship is really driving a lot of their decisions and a lot of their thoughts around health and fitness. But like, I feel like in the last year or two, there's been a very interesting shift with a lot of health and fitness influencers, and I think a lot of them are starting to kind of break down in a way. It's just becoming more apparent that a lot of them, I think, are not operating from the healthiest place. And so again, super fair to watch my content and assume that about me as well. And this brings me to another thing that I think you guys should be aware of as viewers of health and fitness content that I think is just important to know and kind of filter things through. And that's that in curating content and having feedback from an audience, it makes things really difficult. Like, I think a lot of health and fitness influencers have a much more negative relationship with food, with exercise, with health, with fitness, with their body than they portray. But I think a lot of that might be caused by being a health and fitness influencer, because when you're constantly getting feedback from people about your body, about your nutrition choices, about your exercise selection, about your health in general, like, that starts to become very heavy. Not in the like heavy sense, but like it gets weighted into things. Like, full transparency, I feel like I have a pretty good relationship with my body. Like, if I suddenly gained 50 pounds for whatever reason, like, I don't think it would cause a ton of anxiety or anything. I think I would still be able to love myself just as much as I do now. But there are certainly days when, like, I take a picture of myself, or I'm trying to like take a picture for a thumbnail for YouTube, and I am actively critiquing my body because that's my job, because it's going to be critiqued by other people. And so health and fitness influencers really cannot escape thinking about body image, even if they have a positive body image. And like, in particular in the fitness space, your body is kind of your business card. People don't talk about this enough. But like, in general, if people are trying to get fit, they're going to buy a program from someone who looks like they want to look, because that's proof that they can do that. Now, that's not actually how it works. You can be a fantastic trainer and not have like a super shredded, ripped physique, but that's not what is perceived by the general public. And so in general, for health and fitness influencers, our incomes are tied to how we look. And so that puts a whole other layer of importance on what you look like. Again, even if you have a great relationship with your body, there's still that underlying knowledge there that the more shredded you are, the more people are gonna watch your content and the more money you're gonna make. And I don't know, I feel like that's kind of important to bring up, just with the trend that I've seen of a lot of fitness influencers kind of showing their negative relationships with food or with their body a little bit more in different ways. And it's just this really interesting paradox, because I have a good feeling that if they weren't influencers, like if they weren't posting content about health and fitness, they might be totally fine and have a very healthy relationship with their body and with food. And I just kind of wanted to like pull back the curtain a little bit on like being on this side of the content, because I think if you're watching this kind of content to learn about health and fitness, to get inspired on your health and fitness journey, it's just important to have an understanding of what's going on behind the scenes. And I can make a whole other video about other stuff that health and fitness influencers show on their channels and in their content that like probably is not real, like those little like 10-minute ab exercises on the beach. No one's actually doing those. They're just posting them because they get views. But I guess to quickly loop this back to the beginning of the discussion of pursuing health from a place of love versus place of anxiety or orthorexia. Oh, there was a quote that I want to read you guys. I actually sent this out in my last MissFitAndNerdy newsletter. So if you're subscribed to my newsletter, bonus points. If you're not, what are you doing? You've been missing out on fantastic monthly content delivered directly to your inbox every month. So I was reading Gut Feelings by Dr. Will Cole, and he was talking kind of about the relationship between health and diet culture and everything. And there were these couple paragraphs that I felt were so poignant, because anti-diet culture right now is telling us very loudly that pretty much anything you do for your health is bad and restrictive and obsessive, and you should just reject all of that and love yourself as you are and not try to change anything. And I agree with that, you should love yourself as you are. Like that, yes, across the board, 100%. But in my opinion, loving yourself means doing the best that you can for yourself. And that's gonna look very different for different people. For some people, at where they are in life, that does mean rejecting all of diet culture, going all in and eating only donuts for 6 months. And, you know, repairing their relationship with food and getting to a point where they don't feel restricted because diet culture harmed them and now they need to get out of that mindset. But for other people, it might mean not eating donuts very frequently and instead prioritizing things that are going to help optimize their physical health. So anyway, let me read you this quote because I feel like it just kind of sums up everything that I feel about this very neatly. Repeatedly choosing to eat foods that don't love you back is like staying in a toxic relationship and wondering why you're still miserable. Choosing to not eat foods that don't love you back isn't restrictive, it's self-respect. The plain truth is that some foods can raise inflammation, mess up your blood sugar, hurt your digestion, and make you feel fatigued, anxious, or down. Diet culture is when a decision to eat something is laden in shame and obsession. Diet culture is about thinness, not health. Loving yourself enough to find out what your body really loves and needs for vibrant wellness is the ultimate body positivity. Accepting your body as it is doesn't mean you're settling for where you are right now. You're simply shifting your perspective to making choices out of self-respect and self-love, not out of restriction, shame, obsession, or punishment. So I feel like this quote kind of finds that perfect middle ground between diet culture and anti-diet culture, where yes, diet culture is very much about shame and restriction and all of the negative feelings. And then anti-diet culture, at least a lot of the common rhetoric in it, and I know this isn't like what it's supposed to be, but what you see online a lot is just very anti-health. But when you're coming from a place of self-love and self-respect, that's when you find the balance that works best for you. And again, for some people that might mean tipping way farther into anti-diet culture or tipping farther into diet culture, not like the obsessive restrictive diet culture, but like the doing things that are good for your health part, like the habits that are included in diet culture, but not the mindset around it, if that makes sense. Because yeah, one of the big differences between orthorexia and doing healthy things out of self-love is mostly just mindset, because a lot of the actions are the same. Both might exercise 5 times a day, both might cut out certain food groups, both might have a strict bedtime. But someone with orthorexia is doing that because if they don't, it causes anxiety, it causes guilt, it causes shame. But someone doing it out of self-love is doing it to honor and respect their body, and because they know it's going to make them feel the best they can. They're doing it because they have a growth mindset. So like, they might be implementing the same actions, but the intent and the mindset behind it are entirely different. Anyway, that was a lot. I'm gonna stop rambling here. If you have any thoughts about any of that, please leave them down in the comments below. Happy to dive farther into anything that I talked about in this very long ramble, but I'm now starving, so I'm gonna go try to find dinner in Lima. So for dinner, I finally got a feast. I got a lomo saltado, which was basically steak, french fries, rice, a little bit of onion and veg, and it was beautiful and delicious and amazing. And then for dessert, got a giant thing of chocolate ice cream covered in chocolate sauce. Basically Marissa heaven. And now all I want to do is shower and wash the plain gunk off of me and go to sleep because I am exhausted. So I think I'm gonna wrap the video up here. Make sure you check out Organifi protein powder at Organifi.com/FitAndNerdy and use the code FitAndNerdy to get yourself 20% off. If you like the video, please give it a big thumbs up. It really does support me on my channel. I really genuinely appreciate it. Leave a comment, let me know your thoughts. Like honestly, genuinely, this was, we went deep and we went to a lot of places. So like, let me know what you think. Please share this video with your friends, your family, and your gym buddies. If you want to see more content from me all about health and fitness, you can check it out over here. To see future videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the little notification bell so you get notified when I post a video, and I will see you very soon. Bye.